Hello everyone, welcome to Moon Sleep Stories, where you can let go to the sound of my voice. Tonight, we're unraveling, gently peeling back the conscious mind and stepping into the glowing backstage of your inner world. It's soft here, healing, wrapped in golden light. You might even lucid dream, and maybe, just maybe, find yourself soaring over a Roman lizard spa. Hey, stranger things have happened. Before we begin, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy this space, and drop your location in the comments. I love knowing where you're listening from. Now, dim the lights and let's drift together. You start by breathing, not the shallow, distracted breath of grocery lines and Zoom calls, but something rounder, fuller, as if your lungs suddenly remember they're part of a planet that breathes too. There's no clock here, no weight of what happens tomorrow. Just the gentle hush of now. Your body sinks into the bed beneath you, mattress softening, limbs becoming velvet. It's as if the fabric itself is dissolving into warm, golden mist, drawing you downward, not in danger, but into depth. The kind of depth where healing begins. Above you, a soft amber glow starts to pulse gently. It's not from a light bulb or a screen. It feels older, like firelight reflected in river water. It pours itself through the air, trailing down across your forehead, your chest, pooling behind your eyes. It doesn't burn, it soothes, like memory foam for your soul. You feel it seep into every inch of you, through your shoulders, melting your spine, even curling inside your fingers, tiny cats settling in to nap. And with every exhale, you let go of something. That tension in your jaw, gone. The little fight in your ribs, softening. That invisible to-do list buzzing in the back of your skull like a mosquito, swatted. You're descending, not falling, but floating, downwards through a slow tunnel of warmth and velvet dark. And somewhere far above, the surface world of alarms and usernames starts to blur. As you pass deeper into this descent, the space around you widens, becomes less like a tunnel and more like a great hallway. Columns on either side. The floors are smooth and echo faintly with each step your dream body takes. Yes, you're walking now, but it's effortless. The way clouds might stroll if they had legs. Your feet leave no marks. The air smells of sandalwood and rain on old stone. A hush lives here, like this place has been waiting just for you. Along the walls, faint images shimmer, like chalk drawings in motion. One of them catches your eye. A figure sitting beside a great pool of water, golden threads pulling from their chest into the pool, weaving something. A tapestry, a memory. You blink and the image shifts. Now it's you, but you're not startled, not even surprised, because somewhere deep inside, you already know what's happening. You're inside your own mind, or maybe just beneath it. This place isn't fantasy, it's foundation, the part of you that still believes in healing, that never stopped. You keep walking, or rather, floating forward, each step lighter, each breath pulling you deeper. You pass through an archway of light, and suddenly the hallway becomes a field. Golden wheat brushes your fingertips, swaying lazily in a wind that smells like lavender and honey. The sun here never burns. It cradles. You look up, and there's no sky, just a dome of slow-turning stars, like someone gently stirred the Milky Way with a spoon. In the distance, you hear something. Laughter? No, chimes. Musical and glassy, like laughter had a baby with a wind sculpture. As you move forward through the field, something small zips past your ear. A dragonfly, but its wings glint like gold leaf, and its eyes sparkle like galaxies. You smile. You can't help it. And here comes your first historical guest star. That dome above you, it's eerily similar to the design of ancient Roman bathhouses, which were built with rounded ceilings to echo voices and light evenly. Except yours echoes peace. Historians still argue whether those acoustics were practical or spiritual. Some believe they were designed to simulate the universe itself, turning each visitor into a kind of celestial guest. Tonight you are that guest. You sit on a smooth stone at the edge of the field. It's warm. Your hands rest in your lap. Something hums beneath your palms, not a sound but a frequency. You realize your own healing is resonating. Here's your quirky tidbit. In 1977, NASA recorded a series of space sounds picked up from various planets. The one from Saturn sounds almost exactly like what you're hearing now. Deep, rhythmic pulses like a lullaby from another dimension. You're being sung to, healed from within. Beneath the warmth and the sound and the slow spinning stars, something old inside you begins to uncurl. Maybe it's a sorrow you never named. Maybe it's just fatigue, but it loosens now, rises up like steam from tea, and you let it go, because this space was made for that, not with effort, but with surrender. You lie back in the field, feel the soft hum of the earth below you. Above, the golden stars flicker. You reach out with your thoughts, not even meaning to, and something reaches back. It's subtle, gentle, like a cat brushing your ankle. A sense that your body knows where it's going. Your dreams are preparing themselves, gathering at the edges, like characters before a play. And then you see it, a door, floating in the sky above you, just hovering like it forgot about gravity. You rise to meet it, not with steps, but with will. Your flowing now, slowly, calmly, rising toward it like a balloon finally unhooked from its weight. The door opens. Inside, darkness, but it's not scary. It's velvet, inviting, like closing your eyes in a warm bath. You step in, or rather, you are in. No sense of passage, just presence. This is the next layer, the deeper room, and your journey has only begun. Inside this deeper layer, everything is quiet, but it's not an empty quiet. It's the kind of silence thick with presence, like standing in a cathedral made entirely of moonlight. You're floating, not high, not far, just enough that your feet forget their usual burden. Below you, the surface isn't solid, it's liquid, a mirror lake so still it reflects not just your shape, but your thoughts. This is the mirror lake of inner memory. You may not remember walking here, but your soul does. The surface is smooth as glass. Each time you breathe, the water below responds, rippling gently in concentric circles. But you haven't touched it yet, not physically. This lake moves with your mind. You float lower, kneel at its edge. And just like that, a memory surfaces. Not a dramatic one, not painful or loud, just tender. Maybe it's you as a child, holding something small and bright. Or you at 16, standing alone in a room, heart wide open and nobody knowing. Maybe of your grandmother's kitchen, or the echo of laughter that once lived in your bones. The lake shows you these softly, as if turning pages in a photo album. And you realize every moment you ever loved, every gentle thing you once forgot, is still in here, still glowing. You reach out and dip your fingers into the lake. The water is warm, silky, like memory milked down into sensation. The ripple spreads outward, and suddenly the memory shifts. This one hurts a little, a flicker of rejection, an echo of loneliness. That time you swallowed your truth to make someone else comfortable. The lake doesn't dramatize it, it just offers it, as if saying, "This is still with you. Would you like to let it go?" And with a breath, you do. You whisper, "Thank you." Not to anyone in particular, but to the experience itself, to the part of you that carried it this far. And the lake sighs. Yes, sighs, like something ancient exhaling from your cells. Then something shifts around you. A new memory begins to rise. But this one isn't yours. It's collective. A memory from humanity's vast subconscious. You see fire in caves, hands on walls, people wrapped in fur and wonder, humming to the stars. One of them, eyes glowing with soot and wisdom, reaches forward. They place something in your palm, a small carved moonstone. You feel it vibrate faintly, and then it melts into light and disappears. You've just been given a symbol, a seed. You press your hand back into the water. This time, the lake doesn't ripple, it glows. Your subconscious is responding. It knows you're listening now. Fun historical note: in ancient Egypt, water wasn't just sacred, it was a portal. Priests used still pools to see visions, using reflection to interpret messages from the gods. One legend even suggests Cleopatra had a private pool made entirely of obsidian so she could read herself at night. Historians still argue whether this was mystical practice or very elaborate self-care. Either way, iconic. You begin to wade into the lake now, fully immersed up to the chest. It's like swimming in light filtered through silk. You don't feel weight, only awareness. And with each step, you release more memories. Small tensions unravel, the way you clench your teeth when uncertain, the voice you use when trying not to sound too much, that looped playlist of what-ifs in the back of your mind. The lake pulls them gently from your energy like leaves from the surface. You don't even have to try. Just surrender. Above you, the dome of stars starts to shimmer in patterns. Constellations realign, forming shapes you recognize, not from books, but from dreams. That spiral? You've flown through it in sleep before. That triangle? You traced it on your notebook without knowing why. Your subconscious is speaking now, and you're fluent in its language. You float onto your back, letting the water cradle you like a womb. You remember, vaguely, that the ancient Greeks believed dreaming was a descent into Hades, the underworld of the soul, but not in a bad way. Hades, in the oldest sense, was depth, the unseen, a mirror of the waking world where clarity blooms in darkness. There's still debate about whether their dreams were prophetic or just early psychology sessions. Either way, you're now in the middle of one, and it's working. You see something rise from the depths below, not a creature, a symbol. It's a door again, but this one is carved from obsidian. On its surface are tiny etchings, phrases, scenes, maybe even stars. And just before you reach it, your body, your dream body, begins to glow. Not flashy, more like bioluminescence, the way jellyfish do, or those little plankton you read about that light up beaches when disturbed. Except this glow comes from inside, from healing, from clarity. You reach the door. It swings open without sound, and now you're rising. Not fast, just enough to notice that the lake is now below you, that the stars above have lowered to your level, and that your breath has changed again, slower, deeper, like the sleep you always wanted but forgot how to keep. The next space is vast, airy, still liquid beneath your feet, but now it stretches forever in every direction. This isn't just memory anymore. This is possibility, and you are ready. Something flutters in your hand. You hadn't noticed it before, but now you do. A feather, soft, deep indigo, tipped in silver. It's not symbolic, it's functional. Because the next part of this journey, you're going to fly. The feather in your hand hums gently, like it's aware of you. Maybe even more aware than you are right now. Its shaft glows faintly with a pulse that matches your breath. Inhale, silver glow. Exhale, deep indigo. And before you realize what's happening, it begins to rise, just a few inches above your palm, hovering, and you rise with it, not with effort, not with flapping. There's no giant wing moment, no Marvel origin montage. You're simply weightless. The space around you stretches into a midnight blue sky that has never seen daylight. Soft clouds drift below, like pieces of forgotten dreams still waiting to be claimed. Above, the stars realign into a spiral, a gentle swirl pulling you forward. Not fast, just right. This is the dream temple of flight. You feel your dream body shift. The way your arms move now, they're lighter. Your back stretches with purpose. There's something bird-like about you, and yet fully human, fully you. You don't sprout wings, you remember them, like a part of yourself that's always been there, just sleeping under the skin. And now they stir. You begin to fly, not over a cityscape, not over recognizable terrain, but across a shifting landscape of symbolic memory. Below you, the world bends and reshapes like a dream painting. A forest made of glass, each tree humming a note when touched by wind. A desert of books, pages flapping with silent knowledge. A river that flows upward, spiraling into the clouds. It's not meant to make sense, it's meant to speak. This flight is the lucid dream's gateway. The moment you're fully conscious within the subconscious. You look to your right, another figure is flying beside you. Not a stranger, not quite familiar either. They may be you 10 years from now, or a version of you that never left art school. They smile, nod, and vanish in a shimmer of gold. Lucid dreaming often comes with a sense of meeting parts of the self or something beyond it. Tibetans call the dream yoga state. In fact, ancient Buddhist monks trained for years just to stay aware during dreams, to recognize dream as dream and walk through it like a sacred temple. And here you are, walking on air. You descend slowly, not out of exhaustion, but curiosity. A structure appears ahead, massive, floating above a sea of violet mist. It resembles a temple, but not from any one culture. It has Egyptian columns, Aztec terraces, Gothic arches, and something that looks suspiciously like IKEA minimalism. You land gently at its entrance. 2 braziers of blue flame burn silently on either side. The doors open without sound. Inside, a circular chamber of mirrors. But these don't reflect your appearance, they reflect your beliefs. You approach the first. It shows a younger you trying hard to be liked, trying hard to shrink, and something clenches in your chest. Not shame, recognition. You place a hand on the glass and the image shifts. That version of you smiles, then turns and walks away into the mist. You've just released them. Another mirror. This one reflects your strength, but in a version you haven't fully stepped into yet. This you stands tall, eyes calm, unafraid of their voice. You don't reach for it, you just watch, absorb. Say quietly, soon. It nods. You keep walking, and then a different kind of chamber opens. Smaller, warmer. At the center, a pedestal. Upon it, a bowl of water, rippling with light. You peer in. No reflection, just images. A sequence of moments, some already lived, some still forming. A hand being held. A stage you never took. A message you might still send. The water shifts with your breath. A voice, not from outside, but inside, whispers. You don't answer right away. You feel it first, a swelling in the heart, a loosening in the throat. Then you whisper that I am still whole. And the bowl glows. A doorway forms behind you. The temple doesn't collapse, doesn't vanish. It simply waits, as if it always knew you'd return. You step through the doorway, and now you're flying again. But this time, higher, stronger. You're not being lifted, you're choosing. Below you, the sky darkens slightly, like night easing in. You hear music, but not from instruments, from movement itself. The shifting of clouds, the arc of your wings, the turning of thought. Quirky tidbit. In 1960, a researcher named Keith Hearn used a device to prove people could signal from within a lucid dream by moving their eyes in specific patterns, essentially dream Morse code. The implications? Our minds can communicate between realms, which means this journey, it's not imagined, it's experienced. You bank left, and suddenly a new vision opens beneath you. A vast spiral galaxy, swirling in slow motion, and at its center, a glowing heart. You fly toward it and realize it's not a metaphor. It's your dream heart, beating not with blood, but with story, memory, potential. You land gently on a star bridge, a glowing path across the cosmos, and, standing at the end, a gatekeeper. Not frightening, not towering. They look like someone you once loved, or someone who once loved you. They hold out a hand and, without speaking, invite you forward. You walk with them across the bridge, and now the sky changes again, not darker, but deeper, like diving into velvet ink, and far ahead, you see something pulse. A room, a sanctuary, a healing chamber lit by stars. And you are being called inside. You step into the chamber, and instantly everything shifts. The air thickens, not with heaviness, but with presence. The way it feels when you walk into an ancient cathedral or beneath a canopy of redwoods. Something vast lives here, something old, something kind. Welcome to the chamber of celestial healers. The floor glows faintly under your bare feet, like crushed moonstone. The walls are made of shifting light, sometimes amber, sometimes sapphire, sometimes a color you don't have a name for, but recognize deep in your gut. You are not alone. Figures begin to gather around the edges of the room, not approaching, not threatening, simply being. Some look human, some look not quite. One has stars for eyes, another seems woven from water, a third shimmers like the northern lights bottled into a cloak. And though they don't speak, you understand. They are here for you. You move to the center of the chamber, where a low stone platform waits. It isn't cold or height, hard. The moment you lie back on it, it softens to your shape, like memory foam made of clouds. The healers encircle you. They raise their hands, not in ritual, not in command, but in listening. They are tuning to your frequency. Your body begins to respond before your thoughts catch up. A warm ripple travels down your spine. Another settles in your heart. Your breath deepens without effort. This is dream deep cellular restoration. The kind you can't get from vitamins or yoga or even that suspiciously expensive spa retreat your friend went to and still complains about. You feel unspooling, like threads wound tight around a center, finally loosening. Each breath tugs free, another knot, the one tied to the guilt you never earned, the one wrapped around fear of being too much, the one looped endlessly around that one sentence someone said years ago that you pretended didn't hurt. Gone, not erased, healed. One of the healers moves closer. They place a hand not on your skin, but on your energy. You feel it like a sunbeam filtered through silk. They hum softly, and it vibrates through you. Want a strange fact? Some ancient civilizations believed humming could recalibrate the spirit. The Egyptians had sacred chants only priests could utter. The Navajo used song paths to walk through emotional wounds. Even dolphins hum to heal each other after fights. Historians still argue whether these sounds were symbolic or vibrational medicine. But your body, it doesn't care. It knows. As the humming continues, your dream body begins to glow again, this time from the inside out. Not like light bulbs, more like fireflies waking up after a long nap. You aren't watching this happen, you are it happening. Another healer steps forward. They hold an object, a bowl filled with what looks like light made liquid. They tilt it forward slowly, and the contents spill across your chest, warm and whispering. Wherever it touches, something releases. Your shoulders, softened, your belly, calm, your hands, no longer clenched. It doesn't just soothe, it rewrites, like healing from the future, sent backward to cradle the version of you who thought survival meant shrinking. Time stretches here. Maybe 10 minutes pass, maybe 10 lifetimes. You wouldn't know. Time has been politely asked to wait outside. The chamber dims. The stars within the walls pulse like fireflies, sinking their glow. And then something else happens. You rise, not physically. Your spirit lifts slightly above your dream body. You look down and see yourself, peaceful, glowing, whole. The healers nod. You're ready for the next layer. You return to your body, not by descent, but by reunion. Like a soft click, everything aligns, and with it comes a memory, not one you lived, one that lived in you. A vision appears. You're walking through a forest at dusk. Soft wind, the sound of bells far away. You pass beneath an archway formed by two trees leaning into one another. At the center of the path, a golden feather. You pick it up. This vision fades. You're back in the chamber, and one of the healers, eyes now glimmering with that same golden sheen, places something into your hand. It's the feather. You realize it now. These aren't just dream beings. They are reflections of your inner healing forces, fractals of your own psyche, your inner protectors, inner artists, inner midwives of healing. They don't give you advice. They remind you of what you already know. The chamber begins to dissolve, not vanish, just shift into stars. The way a theater goes dark before the next act. And here comes the quirky tidbit. In 1939, Carl Jung claimed to have dreamed of 12 figures, each representing a core archetype of the self. He woke up certain that healing wasn't about answers. It was about remembering wholeness. He called them his council of selves. No, really. Looks like you just met yours. The stars swirl. A spiral forms. The healers bow, not out of hierarchy, but completion. And now there's only one place left to go. Not deeper, not higher, but homeward, toward the archive of all you've ever been, and all you've yet to remember. You rest now, beneath the branches of yourself. The sky hums softly above. The stars no longer call you outward. They cradle you, like soft voices humming lullabies from a distance you'll never have to reach again. Every breath now moves slower, more spacious. Each inhale a warm tide coming in, each exhale a gentle pull outward, letting go, letting go. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they've all been here tonight. present, willing. You traveled through memory, through silence, through symbols you didn't need to understand to feel. And now, everything within you knows the work is done for now. You are safe here, held here, home here. Let the last pieces settle where they belong. Let your shoulders release their final weight. Let your jaw relax. Let your eyes drift deeper. The murmurs of the dream keepers echo faintly in the distance, like waves lapping at the shore, familiar, rhythmic, soothing. Even if you forget all of this in the morning, it doesn't matter. The healing happened. The door opened. You walked through. And now you rest. In this stillness, your soul replenishes. In this stillness, your breath becomes music. In this stillness, you sleep. So float now, soften now, sleep now, sweet dreams. Hello, everyone.